Imagine Kratos needing a mentor to not only exceed his strengths, but also all his capabilities and reach new levels he hasn't experienced before. There's only one figure that can take him there. And you guys probably guessed by the title of this video, I believe it's
Oh
Sun
shit.
Wukong, and why I think this
Put
will
it.
happen, why it needs to happen in order for Kratos' character development and for an awesome game. Let's go. What's up, everybody? Welcome to the channel. If you're new here, I'm Pabano. We talk gaming, comics, and more. And in this video, we're going to talk about why I believe Kratos will need to partner up with the Monkey King in order to further develop his character and for an awesome storyline and a badass game. So we're just going to get straight to it. If you see my last video on where I think God of War is going to go next, eventually Kratos is going to come down the line where he's going to fight someone that's actually stronger than him, or at a level that he hasn't ascended to with his own powers, if that makes sense. Because I do believe Kratos has some, we haven't seen his full power yet in this game, and I don't think it's been shown to us.
Okay, that's great.
I believe this is me like pretty much forecasting or predicting further down the line, like many other pantheons down the line. I believe this is going to happen simply because, for one, it's going to tell a great story, and two, can you imagine the dialogue between Kratos and Sun Wukong? Like, monkey. Like, instead of boy, it's like monkey. Like, just the dialogue, the back and forth between them two, it'd be so hilarious, and it'd be so impactful, not only for the game genre but the gaming community. It would bring two huge fan bases together and make an awesome game with some memorable moments. I already know it. Just moments like that are gonna go crazy. But just think about it, like the combat style with Kratos fighting with the staff that the Monkey King uses, because it's more about brute strength and dexterity. And we all know Kratos is a god of war, but we haven't really seen him use a weapon like a staff. And if you think about the staff, there's no really like edge to it. You don't really flatten things out with it like if you would a hammer that's shown in God of War 2. It's a unique weapon, and I think it would be awesome to see Kratos use it and how he uses it with his own tactics and his strategies. And going not just for Kratos but to the Monkey King, like, I'm not familiar with the whole mythology behind the Monkey King. Maybe you guys comment down below. But I think it'd be cool to see him kind of have someone to mentor, someone especially like the polar opposite of Kratos, because from what I've seen, the Monkey King, he's like funny, relaxed, charismatic, but you know, he's hella strong, different combat style. And I think just the two different worlds coming together is just gonna be amazing. Like, just imagine, you know, Kratos helping. So going off the Black Myth Wukong games, highly recommend you guys play that, by the way. Him trying to break the curse, because essentially what that is, like, the curse essentially is him, you know, living his life. You know, ultimately he ends up dying, coming back, so forth and so forth. He doesn't really live eternal, or he doesn't really have immortality per se. So it's pretty much like, that's kind of what the ending of that game Black Myth Wukong showed, was that he was still cursed with the band on his head. I forgot what it's called, but pretty much the band on his head, it's just like that. It's a curse placed on him by the gods. And if we know anything about Kratos, he don't take nothing from, you know, said gods. And I think that'd be awesome. Just imagine to riding up to the sky, fighting the gods together. Like, bro, can you imagine the cutscenes with that? I'm getting excited just talking about it. And then like Sun Wukong learning from Kratos, and then Kratos learning from Sun Wukong. I mean, just the storytelling alone would be amazing. Like, if I had to compare it to something, actually no, I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna do that. I'll say it's like Rush. If you guys seen Rush Hour, it's kind of off topic, but if you've seen Rush Hour, like, that's like one of the greatest in my lifetime. That's one of the greatest American movies, with like Chris Tucker and Jackie Chan, two completely different opposites, Like, yeah, they essentially accomplish the same thing, but like the movie is like memorable for the 90s. Like, it's one of the biggest movies in the 90s, and it's still watched and talked about to this day. Like, and they haven't been able to replicate anything like that. And I think God of War with a Sun Wukong collab can make something like that, maybe even bigger. So this is how I think the storyline is gonna go, right? So Kratos, you know, Pantheon's on the line. If you watch my last video, I talk about what I think is gonna happen in the next God of War and many more after it. Eventually, Atreus is gonna die, and Kratos is gonna be left with nothing. He's gonna be overpowered by some gods, probably. If these gods are strong enough to suppress Sun Wukong. Now, if you're familiar with mythology, Sun Wukong pretty much smacks Kratos. I'm not gonna lie, like, he has some pretty incredible feats. There's a bunch of videos that already cover this, so just look up any video about Sun Wukong versus Kratos. Like, Sun Wukong pretty much surpasses him on all levels. Like, he has millions of clones that can like overpower Kratos, just that alone. So if these Chinese gods can suppress Wukong, they for sure can give Kratos some trouble. So I'll go a little deeper in my previous series, but I believe that they're gonna try to take over these mythologies that Kratos. In my videos, I talk about pretty much saved, like, these realms he saved from tyranny and corruption, from essentially imperfect gods, you know. That's pretty much what my last video was talking about. And once these pantheons or realms are pretty much rendered free from these troubled gods like Odin or Zeus, they'll come in and try to take them over. And I think that's where Kratos will meet, you know, his ultimate demise, or his, you know, his fate. And then that's what will lead to him meeting up with Wukong, because Wukong will be trying to defeat those gods. And that's how Kratos and Sun Wukong will meet. The story goes from there. Sun Wukong teaches Kratos powers and abilities, not only about himself, but obviously to the Chinese mythology, which will be pretty badass. I'm just saying, like, it's like the script for it would be banger. The gameplay would be amazing. Santa Monica, holla at me. I got them ideas for you. And Game Science, holla at me. I got it for you. It'd just be crazy. Like, I could just imagine him, like, when Kratos is finally at the end of the arc or saga for the Chinese mythology, like him and Sun Wukong just riding up to the top. Eventually they'll save Atreus and bring him back. You know how God of War works. They'll eventually save them, and they'll all ride up to the skies and fight the gods together. That would be so epic. Maybe Tyr will pull up. Tyr pulls up. That would be badass. Freya pull up. Mimir would be on Kratos' hip. Like, it would go crazy. They all up there. And then maybe Sun Wukong will have the Bull King with them. Like, I'm telling y'all, this shit would go so hard if they implement this into the storyline. Like, it's gonna go so hard. But yeah, it's pretty much what I think is gonna happen in the God of War series, and what needs to happen. And it's for all the reasons I mentioned. The epic storyline that could happen, pretty much a new side of Kratos we haven't seen, where he's, you know, looking for a mentor. We haven't seen that yet, where Kratos is being mentored or trained in any of his games. He's pretty much already like an established general, so by then I mean, at a general's level, you're pretty experienced. You're pretty much doing all the leading and training. But we haven't seen that, where someone teaches him how to hone his abilities, improve his abilities, his talents, his strengths. And just to see that side, and then to see him actually really defeated after all this time, fighting his rage while also trying to do the right thing and not cause any more havoc like he did in the first saga, in the Greek saga. And then Sun Wukong, from going from being, you know, this funny, charismatic guy, to being a leader, to being a mentor to someone, to training someone. and to go through his losses as well, like the drama, the emotions that go through would just be like amazing. And then not only that, but bro, just think about the dialogue between Kratos and the Monkey King. It would just be so funny. But yeah, man, that's gonna do it for today's video. Comment down below, tell me what you guys think. Do you guys think Kratos needs to go to Chinese mythology? Do you think he needs to link up with some Wukong? Do you think they need to make a game happen? Will it be a banger? Will it be a bust? Comment down below. I would love to hear from you guys. Until next time, peace.